Well, guys, man, this story gets fascinating every day, man. This situation surrounded around Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland, man, it'll drive you nuts, man. And it seems that Rizzo might be on to something, man. And Rizzo dropped a bombshell report today about Shedeur Sanders. And if you haven't been living under a rock, we all know the situation that's going on in Cleveland with the quarterback situation. And it's a firm belief that the Cleveland Browns just don't want Shedeur Sanders. Now, we woke up to the bombshell report that Tony Rizzo has stated about some trade calls surrounding around Shedeur Sanders. Now, we all know Cleveland Browns last year really didn't give Shedeur a chance to prove himself through training camp because he was behind the eight ball because he wasn't getting first team reps, didn't get a chance to work out and rock out with the ones. We all know what happened when Kevin Stefanski was there. Now, this year, Todd Monken as the head coach has made it abundantly clear that we got a quarterback competition brewing in Cleveland. Now, a lot of people saying, is it really a quarterback competition? Or is it they trying to build up and say these things about Shedeur Sanders to build up some trade value? Because they believe that Deshaun Watson will be able to take them back to playoff contention type football. Guys, I'm here to tell you, man, what we're going to do is we're going to break it all down coming up right after this.
What we talking about? What's up, K-Sap? Yeah. James Ford, that's me. Let me talk to him. That's me.
Simply ball dropping, simply ball dropping. Chopping up these topics, man, I'm simply ball dropping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Nah.
Hey, let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. It's my bro K-Sap, chopping up topics for your optics. From politics to your cockpits. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio, stereo, pumping our definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic, man, I got something to say.
And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap.
Well, guys, man, I'm here to tell you, man. And what I'm here to tell you guys is if you pay close attention, man, you'll understand what's going on. A lot of narratives out there about Shedeur Sanders. And see, what happened was last night on Nightcap, Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson, he dropped a little nutshell talking about, I'm here to tell you guys, you heard it here first. Deshaun Watson got 6 weeks to get this figured out. And he's going to be the starting quarterback. And see, when Ocho dropped that, a lot of people started chirping. It took headways, and the media got a hold of it, and everybody started talking about it. He was trending. So now, Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland, he's been on top of this from day one. He's always said what a lot of people think, that they really don't want Shedeur Sanders. It's anybody but Shedeur. Any kind of quarterback that is out there and any kind of quarterback that makes news, oh, just bring him into Cleveland. And Tony Rizzo has been stating that for the longest. So Rizzo, he came on and he talked about the rumors that he's hearing, the calls, Browns are taking calls, filtering out calls for the possibility of acquiring Shedeur Sanders. Now, a lot of people got Shedeur linked to the New York Jets. And Tony Rizzo, he dropped a bombshell. So I want you guys to listen to what Tony Rizzo had to say regarding these trade rumors and these calls he's been hearing about. So y'all guys take a listen.
There are talks, ongoing calls about the availability of Shedeur Sanders. The Browns, for whatever reason, don't think he's the guy. That's my opinion. And I'm sure they'll say, what are you talking about? He's in a quarterback battle. Okay. But I'm going to say right now, for the record, I don't think the 4 quarterbacks are going to camp on July 28th. I don't. Nothing is imminent, but the calls are being made. And I think it's probably in the best interest of.
Now, you heard exactly what Tony Rizzo had to say. He said it'd be the best interest of both teams because Tony Rizzo feels strongly about this Shedeur Sanders situation because they're just not trying to give the guy a chance, man. Shedeur Sanders is a proven quarterback. We saw him play it on the collegiate level. We saw how he performed. We saw how he turned the Jackson State program around as being the quarterback for Jackson State. We saw how he turned around the Colorado program when he was there for the 2 years. And now being drafted into the NFL in the 5th round, 144th pick, they want to keep on labeling him as a 5th rounder, knowing that he has the potential of a 1st round and 2nd round pick. And what makes a lot of people upset is how they're justifying and advocating for Brendan Sorsby as a 1st and 2nd round talent based off of his numbers that he presented at Cincinnati. But we all saw Shedeur Sanders and Brendan Sorsby go head to head when Colorado played Cincinnati, and what was the outcome? Colorado got the win, and Shedeur Sanders outperformed. But they saying that Brendan Sorsby is a 1st round talent. And we all know why they saying that. Now they advocating for Brendan Sorsby to come to Cleveland to be the savior in the supplemental draft after this guy has parted way with Texas Tech because of the gambling accusations and the gambling addiction that he has. But you want to bring that cancer in and you just want to throw Shedeur Sanders away, knowing that he has the talent to play in the NFL. That's why teams are probably calling the Cleveland Browns about Shedeur Sanders' availability, because a lot of people said there's no teams checking for Shedeur. Well, that's a lie. Based off of these reports, Shedeur Sanders has value. A lot of teams know that they could use Shedeur Sanders to get him back to where they once was. So all the reports out there about him hearing these calls and these trade rumors, it might be true. We don't know. But he also said this about Deshaun Watson. So take a listen.
If 4 still got it, I'm in. I have no problem with that at all. But this year, the Browns need to know if Shedeur is the guy or not. Now, see, to me, I already know they don't think he's the guy. So they don't feel the urgency to see him. Watson thing is fascinating in this aspect. You have a guy who just everybody goes right to the hasn't played well since he went to Cleveland. Okay, fact. I can't deny that. I can't argue that. But the guy did play at a really, really, really high level before that. You can't just.
You heard exactly what Rizzo had to say about Deshaun Watson as well. So that's why I think these trade rumors are being facilitated and they're listening to calls, because a lot of people think that Deshaun Watson can turn back the clock to 2020 and lead this Browns team back to relevancy. After being away from Achilles injuries, all the off-field accusations, been away for 2 years. The NFL game has changed. But this notion of the Browns just don't want Shedeur Sanders, and look, it might be believable because Tony Rizzo been all over this from the start, man. And that's the bad thing about it is they're not even trying to give Shedeur Sanders a chance. And the media in Cleveland is making it no better because of all their narratives. You talk about something for so long, it's going to pick up new legs and keep on walking. And everything they said bad about Shedeur Sanders is well documented, man. And they just don't want to give this young man a chance, man. So like Rizzo said, it might be in the best interest for both parties for Shedeur Sanders to get up out of Cleveland, man. Because if these rumor reports are true, they just been pacifying us. I told you it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. But hey, we got to let it play out, man. We got to see how this is going to unfold going into training camp. Like Rizzo said, he don't believe all 4 quarterbacks make it in the training camp. But you got to understand there's a caveat to that. Still got Dylan Gabriel. He might not be the one to make it in the training camp. So hopefully this thing will play out in the right direction and we'll get what we're supposed to get. And that's Shedeur Sanders trotting out on that field for the Cleveland Browns and going to work. And this is the stuff that we got to deal with every day. And it's crazy that we got here the way we got here. Y'all get down in the comments section.
I see everyone in the comments section. Hashtag salute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you will know every time I drop a hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one.